Good evening, boys and girls of all ages. Eddie G back on duty. It is a little off 6:55 p.m. on this beautiful Tuesday in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. So, I woke up this morning and apparently the Lakers wanted LeBron James to play the point guard position. And I believe that's going to be a great idea for the Lakers because of the fact, this sort of reminds me of Magic Johnson at 6'9", but LeBron at 6'8", 250 with a 7-foot wingspan. That's going to be a problem for a lot of point guards in the league, and I don't think anybody will be able to stop LeBron James. Look, when Magic was the point guard, the advantage of it was he was able to see the whole entire court because of his height, his versatility, and his athleticism. And now that LeBron James is taking over, I'm telling you, it's going to be a dangerous combo between LeBron James and AD down at the forward position. So this article is by Neil Greenberg. LeBron James will start at the point guard position for the Los Angeles Lakers next season. A head-scratching announcement for a player who has often served as the de facto floor general for his team since entering the league in 2003. In fact, since 2013 and 2014, his last year in Miami, and the first year tracking data is available, James has ranked no worse than 25th in the league, 4 touches per game, and for those 6 seasons, he ranked in the top 10. It's also not the first time he's been slotted in at a point guard. In 2017, James recorded a triple-double as Cleveland's point guard and dropped 34 points with 13 assists in a different game against the Chicago Bulls in the same role, telling reporters, "Ever since I was a kid, I've always learned every position on the floor." He also ran plays for the Lakers last season after Rajon Rondo suffered a broken hand. The bigger question is what the rotations will look like if James is indeed the team's true starting point guard this season. Remember, the Golden State Warriors' demise has been greatly exaggerated. So, the most obvious benefit will be splitting up James and Rondo, a point guard who was brought back on a 2-year deal this offseason. When those two shared the court for the Lakers last season, the team was outscored by almost 4 points per 100 possession. When James played while Rondo looked on that bench, I'm telling you, the team outscored opponents by more than 5 points per 100 possessions. The team's net rating with Rondo on the court and James on the bench dropped to a woeful minus 12. Having James as the point guard almost necessitates starting Danny Green right away as shooting guard so as he can defend the opposing team's point guard. Green is a versatile defender who had success manning up Stephen Curry as well as Chris Paul last season, as well as some of the top players in the league. Offensively, he is an excellent spot-up shooter at 1.3 points per possessions in 2018 and 2019, ranking at 98th percentile, with a tremendous accuracy on shots from behind the three-point line at 1.4 points per attempt and 98th percentile. Anthony Davis, acquired from the New Orleans Pelicans for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and draft picks, slides in at his preferred position of power forward. It is the ideal complement to James' playing style. Davis doesn't need the ball in his hands often. Just 8% of his possessions last season were in isolation. It is difficult near the basket. At 1.4 points per possession last season at 96th percentile, and as the roll man during the pick and roll, he can also pop out to the perimeter for a 3-point shot. 33% ranking in 2018 and 2019. What about Kyle Kuzma, the small forward, and DeMarcus Cousins at center? Likely round out the starting rotation. If the idea is to surround James with perimeter shooters, this might not work out as intended. Kuzma only made 30% of his last 3-point shots last season and was above average as the ball handler in the pick and roll. 65 percentile for points per possession, but he was in the 50th percentile or worse in transition. as a spot-up shooter coming off screens, cutting to the baskets, and posting up opponents. And then there's the transition from power forward to small forward. According to 82games.com, Kuzma's player efficiency rating slipped from 18.5 to 16.2 when he slid down a position, while his opponents improved from 13.8 to 16.2, whether Kuzma was defending another power forward or a small forward. DeMarcus Cousins was worse than Kuzma from long range, coming in at 27% in 30 games with the Golden State Warriors, in addition to being a below-average spot-up shooter at 16th percentile, and even worse performer as the roll man at 12%. Although he did produce down low in the post at 54th percentile and in transition, which is 86th percentile for the Warriors. Both Cousins and Davis likes to work in the post, so it remains to be seen if Cousins will be asked to be more of a perimeter shooter for the upcoming season. It is worth noting the two coexisted in New Orleans during the 2016-17 as well as the 2017 and 18 seasons, right? But what was largely due to Davis getting half of the post-up possession in those years, per data from SynergySports.com, that pushes Cousins' overall effective field goal range down from 54 to 52% with Davis on the court with him. Cousins' usage also dropped from 39 to 29%. Then there's the concern of James' workload, playing point guard, which entails bringing the ball up every possession, in addition to running the offense, is taxing on any player, let alone Lebron James, who will be turning 35 years old in December. One way to mitigate his wear and tear is to slow down the offense to a pace that's more comfortable for him. With James as the floor general, his teams typically ran 91 to 92 plays a game. That increases to 97 and 99 possessions per game during his last 2 years in Cleveland, respectively, before spiking to 104 possessions per game, fifth fastest in the NBA last year with the Lakers. Still, labeling James as the team's point guard does have one concrete advantage. It almost ensures the offense will always revolve around him. A departure from Luke Walton's scheme last year, where any of the other four ball handlers on the court could push the tempo if they choose, under new coach Frank Vogel, it appears to be all about giving James the keys to the brand new ride. It's not this massive, innovative approach where we roll out something no one has ever seen before. That's what Frank Vogel told The Athletic. We're not going to recreate the wheel, but there are small things we can tweak, just like every player on the team, to put him in the best position to be able to utilize his skills. So, in my opinion, this is a great concept for the Lakers. That's what made the Lakers in the 80s so successful, if you were going to ask me, is because of Magic Johnson's height at 6'9". Did you know how hard it is to guard a point guard who's a 6'9"? Yet alone, 6'8", 6'9" doesn't matter. With the shoes nowadays, that evens up to 6'9". But the fact that LeBron James is 250, 7-foot wingspan, I mean, come on. It's going to be a great, exciting season for all my Laker aficionado. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and press that like button if you like this video. Yours truly, Eddie G. Peace, and we are out.